My girlfriend texted, "Ex needs me. Don't wait up." I replied, "Understood." Then I packed her designer bags, couriered them to her ex with a note, "She's yours now." Months later, her GoFundMe about the theft got shut down by her own sister. The text came in at 9:43 p.m. on a Friday. Nothing dramatic, no build-up, just 6 words that rewrote everything I thought I knew. Ex needs me. Don't wait up. No emoji, no explanation, just punctuation that felt like she was clocking out of our relationship like a shift that bored her. I remember staring at my phone for a long time, rereading it, expecting a follow-up that never came. Then I laughed, quietly, because the absurdity hit first, not the heartbreak. We'd been together almost 2 years. She was Chloe, beautiful, sharp, the kind of person who made even bad ideas sound poetic. I was Ethan, 33, logistics consultant, calm by nature and by choice. She once called me unshakable, like it was a compliment she didn't fully understand. We lived together for a year and a half in my place. I handled bills, rent, repairs, the adult stuff. She handled the decor, the plants, and the unspoken art of being effortlessly late to everything. It worked until it didn't. When that text came in, something in me just flipped. Not in anger, in clarity. You know that cold, focused state where emotion turns into precision? That. I didn't text back, didn't call, didn't stalk social media. I just got up, poured myself a glass of water, and started organizing. By 10:15 p.m., I had all her designer bags, the ones she used to flaunt like trophies, lined up in the living room. Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Dior, one vintage Fendi I'd gifted her for her birthday. They all went into a courier box. Then I wrote a note. "She's yours now." No signature, no explanation, just enough context for her ex, the same guy she claimed was toxic but misunderstood, to know who sent it. At 10:48 p.m., I booked a next-day courier delivery directly to his address. Yes, I still had it from the time she accidentally used his old house for a return package. By midnight, I was done. The apartment looked cleaner than it had in months. Her side of the closet empty. Her perfume still hung in the air, that expensive mix of chaos and self-importance. And for the first time, it didn't smell intoxicating. It smelled like closure. The next morning, she texted, "Hey, about last night." I didn't open it. 2 hours later, "Ethan, please don't be mad. He just needed closure." Then, "Can we talk? I'll be home by noon." She wasn't. By 3 p.m., the courier confirmed delivery. Package received, signed by T. Harris. Her ex's name. An hour later, I got my first call. Then another. Then 20. I muted everyone. At 7:12 p.m., my phone buzzed again. This time, a different number. Her sister. "What did you do?" "Return property to its rightful owner." I texted back. Silence. Then, "You might want to check her Instagram." I did. There it was. A black and white story post of Chloe crying, captioned, "Heartbroken. Some people steal everything you gave them and call it justice. I'll rise from this." Hashtag, hashtag survivor energy. I laughed, because that was the moment I knew this wasn't heartbreak. It was public relations. She wasn't grieving a relationship. She was managing optics. That night, I ordered takeout, opened a bottle of wine, and blocked her. No arguments. No explanations. Just a quiet end to a loud mistake. But of course, it didn't stay quiet for long. 3 days later, I woke up to a message request from a friend of hers. Then two more. Then a GoFundMe link. Title: Starting over after theft, broken heart. Description: After being abandoned and having my belongings stolen, I'm trying to rebuild my life. I lost everything: my clothes, my bags, my trust. Goal: $5,000. Donations: already at $800. First comment: her mother. "So proud of you for being strong through this." That's when I realized this wasn't over. It was about to become my favorite kind of problem. A documented one that I didn't respond publicly to the GoFundMe. I didn't text her. I didn't send a take it down message. I just screenshotted everything: the page, the donations, her captions, the comments, and sent them to my email. Subject line: For record, fraud documentation. It wasn't revenge. It was preservation. Because I've learned, people who lie loudly always underestimate the person who listens quietly. By the next morning, her campaign had hit $2,100. Her story had grown. Now she claimed I'd locked her out, threw away her passport, and kept her luxury items to sell online. There was even a photo attached, her crying on a couch that wasn't even ours. Her caption read, "He said love was safety. Turns out it was a trap." The irony almost made me admire her creativity. But the thing about lies, they get greedy. And greed makes people sloppy. 3 days later, I got a message on Facebook from someone unexpected, Chloe's sister, Maya. We'd never really gotten along. She always stayed neutral, quiet. So when her name popped up, I hesitated. Then I read it. "Hey, I know you don't owe me anything, but this has gone too far. Mom's furious. Chloe's lying to everyone. Just letting you know, one of the stolen bags? It's in Mom's closet. She left it there before the breakup. She's trying to say you hid it." I stared at the screen for a long time. Then I just typed back, "Thanks for confirming. I'll take it from here." Here's the thing about being too safe, as Chloe once called me. Safe doesn't mean naive. It means I think before I move. That night, I pulled up my email receipts, courier tracking, and a photo I'd taken of the packed designer bags before shipping them, a habit I picked up from work. Always log your inventory. Timestamped, GPS tagged, and neat as a police file. I compiled everything. Courier receipt showing delivery to her ex's address. Screenshot of her GoFundMe lies. Maya's message with her consent. And a statement I drafted, brief and polite. The items in question were voluntarily relocated to a third party, confirmed received. All accusations of theft are demonstrably false. I sent the packet to the GoFundMe fraud department, CC&G myself. Then I went to bed. By Monday, the campaign was under review. By Wednesday, removed. And by Friday, I woke up to an email from GoFundMe's integrity team. After reviewing the submitted evidence, this campaign was found to be in violation of our misrepresentation and fraud policy. Refunds are being issued to all donors. Thank you for bringing this matter to our attention. I didn't even smile. Just closed the laptop and poured coffee. Peace doesn't need applause. A few hours later, Chloe called from an unknown number. I didn't answer. Then she texted, "You ruined everything." I replied, "You did that when you started performing instead of telling the truth." She didn't respond. But an hour later, Maya texted again. She's freaking out. "Mom found out about the GoFundMe. You might have saved her from legal trouble, honestly." "That wasn't my goal," I wrote. "I know," she said. "But still, thank you." I haven't spoken to Chloe since. I probably never will. But a week later, I got a small package in the mail. No return address, just handwriting I recognized. Inside was the Fendi bag I'd once gifted her, the one I'd thought she kept. And a note. "I don't deserve to keep this. I'm sorry." No signature. No drama. Just an end. Now, when people ask why I'm so calm in relationships, I tell them this story, not out of bitterness, but perspective. Because sometimes, being too safe isn't a weakness. It's your parachute. She jumped without one. Update 1. It's been 5 months since the GoFundMe incident. Life's been calm, beautifully boring, the way you only appreciate after living through someone else's chaos. I moved to a new apartment. Different city, closer to the coast. My days are quieter now, early gym. Work from home, weekend drives to the marina. No arguments about emotional stimulation. No crying over unread texts. No walking on conversational eggshells. Just peace. Then, last week, I got a text from a number I didn't recognize. "Hey, this is Maya. Can I call?" I hesitated. Not because of her. She'd been decent through everything. But because I wasn't sure I wanted any reminder of that world. Still, curiosity won. When she called, her voice sounded nervous but sincere. "I just wanted to let you know. Chloe's been doing better. She's seeing a therapist, got a job at a design firm. She's not trying to reach you, I promise. I just thought you should know. She's finally owning what she did." "That's good," I said. Honestly, I hoped she would. She also told me to thank you. For what? For not ruining her. I laughed quietly. "That's a low bar." "No," she said. "You could have pressed charges. You could have dragged her name through everything. You didn't. That mattered." I didn't know how to respond. It felt strange hearing that, like she was describing someone else. Then Maya said something I wasn't expecting. She wanted me to return something else to you. "What?" "You'll see." 2 days later, a courier dropped off a small envelope. Inside was a photo, taken years ago, before all of it. Chloe and me, sitting on the floor, laughing, painting one of our first furniture pieces together. On the back, One line written in her handwriting. You weren't the villain. You were the lesson. That's all it said. I didn't cry. I didn't get nostalgic. I just sat there and stared at the handwriting for a long time. Not because I missed her, but because for the first time, it didn't hurt to remember. It was just a closed book. I slipped the photo into the same drawer as the Fendi bag note. Not out of sentiment, but as proof that even broken stories can end with decency. Later that night, I went for a walk by the coast. The sky was clear, wind sharp, the kind of evening that makes you feel small in the right way. I realized something then. Peace doesn't mean you forget the people who hurt you. It means you stop needing them to understand why they did. She had her apology. I had my silence. Both of us, in our own way, had our closure. When I got home, I texted Maya one last time. Tell her I got the photo. Tell her I hope she stays better. I will, she replied. Then, you're still the calmest person I know. No, I wrote back. Just the most tired of drama. I deleted our thread right after that. No need to save it. Peace doesn't need archives. Final update that it's been 2 years since the GoFundMe, the courier, the bags, the silence. Sometimes it feels like a different lifetime, like watching a movie I once starred in but don't remember filming. Life has a way of sanding down the sharp edges. Now, the apartment smells like roasted coffee and sea air instead of perfume and panic. There's a guitar in the corner I actually have time to play. And a woman I didn't expect to meet. Lena, who doesn't make me feel like I'm constantly auditioning for love. Last weekend, something strange happened. I was at a local art fair, helping Lena set up her photography booth, when I heard a familiar voice behind me. It was Maya. We both froze for a second, then laughed. She looked different, calmer, older somehow. Ethan, hey Maya, been a while. Yeah, wow, you look happy. It's been known to happen. We chatted politely, about work, the city, life. Then she hesitated. I wasn't sure if I should say anything, but Chloe's doing really well. She moved overseas. Works with an NGO now, helping displaced artists. She's sober, stable. She talks about accountability like it's her religion now. I smiled. That's good. She deserves peace too. She told me once, Maya said quietly, that she learned what integrity looked like by watching what it cost you not to lose yours. That one hit. Not like a wound, like a full breath after holding one too long. Later that night, Lena asked about the conversation. I told her everything. The text, the courier, the GoFundMe, the closure. She listened, then said something I didn't expect. You didn't react like a hurt man. You reacted like someone who knew their worth. I thought about that for a long time. Because back then, people said I was cold, detached, too safe. But maybe safe just meant I had boundaries that didn't break for chaos disguised as love. Sometimes people want relationships that feel like lightning, electric, unpredictable, burning bright. Me? I want something that feels like sunrise, steady, certain, warm enough to start again. Lena gets that. We don't chase excitement. We build calm. Last week, I cleaned out an old box and found the Fendi note again, the one Chloe sent. I didn't feel anger or nostalgia, just respect. We both survived each other. And that's enough. I tucked it back in the box, sealed it, and wrote on the lid in marker. Closed stories. Keep for reference, not rereading. Then I slid it onto a shelf and went to join Lena on the balcony. The sky was soft and blue. She handed me coffee and said, "You're quiet again." Just thinking, I said. About her. About peace, I said. And how expensive it used to be. I don't check her social media. I don't revisit the past. Because I finally understand something. Being safe doesn't make you small. It makes you steady enough to be trusted with real love. And that's what I've become. Not someone to impress, but someone to come home to. Final line of the story. She left chasing a dream. I stayed and built one that didn't run away.